This is how you set a table for tea. This is how you set a table for dinner. This is how you set a table for dinner with an important guest. This is how you set a table for lunch. This is how you set a table for breakfast. How many of us have been taught how to set a table for different occasions? How many of us would even know the difference? Girl by Jamaica Kincaid offers an eye-opening experience to many, as she mentions the responsibilities that I myself do not even know how to do. Some people may think that Girl by Jamaica Kincaid reflects an aggressive mother shaming her daughter while shaping her future into the way in which she knows. However, I believe that this short story portrays an influential relationship between a mother and a daughter, a mother that offers her love and wishes the best for the future of her daughter by teaching her the duties of a woman and how to act like a lady. After doing some research and seeking out the different perspectives taken on this story, I see much diversity in the way people interpret it. One review I watched on YouTube on this piece from February 2019 by two males who host their channel called Stripped Cover Lit. The one guy mentioned he perceived the story being told from a sisterly perspective rather than a mother. I think that hearing this brings out the beauty in this piece. I believe Jamaica Kincaid wrote this story to allow us to put our own twist on it and to leave it up for our own interpretation. I also took some time to look up the culture that Kincaid comes from, just to see what might be the background of this story. Jamaica Kincaid is of an Antigua culture. From conducting some more research on the World Travel Guide website from about Antigua, I concluded that the majority of modern-day Antiguans are descendants of slaves that were brought from Africa to the island of Antigua. After reading this, I can see the connection between some of the phrases in Girl to a lifestyle that Kincaid or her ancestors may have lived in the past. Their lives were most likely much different than the way that most of us have grown up in the United States. For example, how many of us can say that we have went out, bought cotton, checked it for gum, and made our own blouse out of it? I know that I can say that I have never even imagined having to do this. This just shows the difference in our cultures and how our cultures may have completely opposite opinions of this short story. Like I mentioned before, some people may think that this story is harsh and cutthroat because of some of the verbiage and demands that were used. Kincaid uses the term slut a couple of times throughout her story. From one vantage point, one may think that the author is trying to be degrading towards her daughter, younger sibling, or whoever the subject may be. She may be commanding her to do all these chores and duties of a woman because the subject may be negligent to take on these roles. There are so many negative perspectives a reader could take on this short story, but there are just as many positive ones as well. I don't believe Kincaid wrote this story to be degrading. I think she wrote the story as a learning lesson for all young women. She is simply walking a young girl, in my perspective, her daughter, through every step that Kincaid herself took in becoming the woman she is today. She is teaching her the tips and tricks that she has learned throughout her life to make the jobs easier for the young. Without proper guidance like this that Kincaid offers her daughter, many young girls do not learn the skills that they should have as an adult. Kincaid also uses the harsh terms, as I mentioned before, to let the young girl know what happens when you don't take the responsibilities and duties of a woman. I can think of many times my mother has shown me how to do the things that she does. She has walked me through, step by step, how to use the washer and dryer to do laundry, how she likes to load the dishes into the dishwasher, how to mow the lawn in straight lines, how to plant flowers in the garden pots, or how to cook her favorite recipes. Without this guidance from my mom, I do not know how I would I do not know how I would have learned to do these simple tasks that most people do every day. Jamaica Kincaid is doing the same thing, but in her own ways brought upon by her own culture. All in all, this short story by Jamaica Kincaid is a beautiful piece that many people should reflect upon. She expresses the influential relationship to her daughter, built upon a lifetime of learning to teach her the duties of a woman and how to act like a lady. Many young girls today need more strict guidance, just like Kincaid offers, in order to be rest assured that they will have the right attitudes toward the responsibilities brought upon by genders.